What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today we're live in the fiery depths of hell, also known as Florida in the summertime. So I've been out here for like 12 minutes. I'm already sweating. So let's get right into it though. Got a new unit here. This is a 2022 Linhai Crossfire 200. It is a Chinese UTV slash golf cart kind of crossover thing. Had it for almost a month now, so just kind of wanted to give like a brief overview and just some pros and some cons. So let's get right into it. All right, guys, so just kind of wanted to give you a walk around on the machine. Really nice build quality for it being a Chinese UTV golf cart. Usually with the Chinese, you sacrifice some quality, for a much lower price. But with this, they did pretty good on the construction. Everything seems pretty solid. None of the plastic seems like too crappy or weak or anything. It is a good size also. I mean, you've got seating for, 3 in the front. Could technically put 3 in the back. There's a little hump there. It does have seat belts in the back on both sides. You can flip this down, so you have like a cargo bed. Still got the plastic on it. So I bought this thing, and these things retail for like $6,800. I picked this up for $4,000. It had like 60 something miles on it, so basically brand new, clean title, all that. And we wanted to start doing some camping, so we're like, hey, let's pick up a golf cart. This way we can bring them to the campgrounds with us, and we'll have something to ride around and have a good time. Bring the trash to the trash sites and all that. But yeah, let's start going into the little details about it. There's a lot about this cart that I really like, and some things that I don't like. So let's talk about that. So this cart did come with the windshield. This does not come factory. That's aftermarket that you have to order. Definitely a must. It's a ventilated windshield, so you can close it all the way when it's cold in the wintertime, or you can ventilate it out like that. And had the mirrors too. That was additional. Couple things I've done. I added a stereo to it, so I ended up going with a Bluetooth rocker switch there. What's cool is they have all these little slots, so all you have to do is pop these out, and you can put a rocker switch for like a stereo or lights or whatever. You got the USB chargers there, so pretty cool stuff. Glove box, pretty good sized glove box. All the factory manuals and stuff in there. The seat flips up. This is where I put the speakers. So I just kind of mounted those there, cut some holes out. Speakers are really loud, actually. And I actually did a subwoofer too. So this is a slim Rockville all-in-one. It's not waterproof, but we're not going to ride too much in the rain. Plus it's covered. So I put a little dielectric greaser on the connections to try to keep the water out. But this is an 800 watt peak subwoofer with an amplifier built in. Flip the seat up. It's a little dirty under here. We went riding recently and I just sprayed it down, but that's the amplifier for the radio. So that's a Rockville 2600 watt, more than enough to power these speakers. I figured I'd go big and put that in here in case I wanted to add more speakers down the road. So with this, you get a digital display. When you turn the key on, you get a speedometer, you get an RPM gauge. It is, you could make this street legal. It's got a horn. It's got turn signals, left and right turn signals, headlights, tail lights. The headlights are pretty nice too. They're like LED with like a halo around the outside. Really bright at night. Plenty of light. I'll probably still throw like a light bar there, but for right now, it's plenty of light. I did do some rock lights on here too. You can't really see them. I'll turn it on. You can kind of see them flashing there. I've got them all under each 4. The pack was 6, but 2 of them didn't work, so I have I'm gonna get a new one and send the other one back because I want to put some on the inside, like up there and down the footwell, or maybe up in there, so I can light up the whole thing. So this is fuel injected, so you just step on the brake. You got your parking brake here, and then you've got forward and reverse, neutral and reverse. It's pretty quiet for cruising the neighborhood and stuff. We didn't want anything too loud. It's a 200cc gas, electronic fuel injection, fully automatic, so it is CVT with a belt. So this actually does about 32 miles an hour, which is pretty quick. So, I was shopping around for golf carts, and the one thing I was kind of hesitant about was that I didn't want the one that did 10, 12 miles an hour. Even with the speed trips, you're only getting like 22, 25 miles an hour. This thing does 32, has plenty of torque. for going off-road. So these tires are not factory either. I ended up swapping these out because the tires that were on it were, somehow one tire was worn down really bad and they were like street tires. So I wanted something that was not too aggressive for the street, you know, that was still kind of smooth, because we do mainly street riding, but I wanted something that if we had to go off-road had a little bit of a bite to it for traction. And these tires have been pretty good, and they were like $200 for all 4 shipped. So can't really complain there. All right, guys, so kind of getting into the cons of this machine. The one con I will say is the battery that comes from the factory is like a little ATV battery. It goes here, and it's only like this big. It's literally for like a 4-wheeler or a quad. So doing the, you know, the stereo and the lights and all that, I had to beef up the battery. I had that one from my Razor. It's an AGM, and just a much bigger, much more capacity, more cranking volts, you know, just better all around. So I upgraded that. I haven't tidied up the wiring 100% yet. Just kind of have everything, you know, zip tied and tucked away for now, but I want to go back and kind of pretty that up a little bit more, but it works for right now. Another main issue that I've found is this gas tank is extremely small. So according to the manufacturer, it's supposed to be 3.1 gallons. And for me, I don't think it's even that. You can see it's tiny, you know, compared to my hand. It's probably like 2.5 gallons. I think they're being a little considerate with that rating, but yeah, usually before every ride I will fill up, because, you know, not like it drains it in 1 or 2 rides, but like you'll ride it for a little bit, you get back and you almost always have like a half a tank. So that's one thing I would recommend, is either swapping the gas tank or just putting like, you know, like an additional fuel tank that siphons off of the other one, just to increase range and just increase the capacity there. Another thing, guys, like I said, if you're going to get one of these, I would say to definitely replace the tires with something better. I even tried to find the original tires. I think they were Duros, and I went on Duro's website, typed in the make and model, and I just couldn't find them. So I was just going to put those back on, but you know, after not finding them, I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to put something better and more aggressive on. This way, you know, if we do find some off-road or sand, whatever, we'll be able to get through it. And these look a lot better too. They're an inch bigger as well. So I did notice that I had a little bit of rubbing on the front here under full lock with a load. So I might have to crank up the shocks. They do have adjustments on the shocks, so you can increase the preload to kind of raise the machine up a little bit. So I think like 1 or 2 clicks and it'll stop it from rubbing. You can kind of see right here where it rubbed a little bit. Not a big deal, but you know, I'd rather have it not rub, especially if I'm fully loaded and weighted down. So obviously you get seat belts here. There's a cup holder here. I use this as a cup holder as well because the can kind of fits in there. Soda and water, of course, nothing else. And you got the center console here that folds down. You've got a phone holder, 2 cup holders here. And then if you need to use the third seat, the middle seat, just folds up. A little rubber tie there. Got some armrests, which are adjustable. You can adjust them higher or lower depending on how tall you are. So pretty cool there. It's got some storage up front. Kind of like a pointless place. They should have put something down in there. I feel like that you could have, you know, put like some luggage or something if you wanted to carry something. There's just kind of open spaces there. They could have, I feel like, utilized that space a little bit better. But all in all, it's not a huge deal. I just feel like they could have been a little smarter with that. All right, guys, so we're gonna do a little bit of a performance test here. We are on a little bit of a decline, so it's gonna be a little bit more favorable than, you know, if we were on like a flat ground. But either way, let's give it a shot here. I'm gonna floor it right now. Hitting the limiter there. That's it. So that was the limiter I was hitting there, guys. 32 miles an hour. It is limited to 32. You know, which is fast enough. Like I said, we just use it for cruising the RV parks and cruising the neighborhood, and that's plenty to get out of the way. You know, that truck was behind me and I wasn't an inconvenience, but it gets up to speed pretty quickly. You know, again, it's only a 200cc. It's not like it's a 300 or 400cc monster. It's just made for, you know, cruising and the occasional recreational ride around the RV park or the golf course. Guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope you like the video. I'll be doing a few more videos with this, kind of going over the stereo and all of that. If you like the content, as always, like, comment, subscribe. See you guys on the next one.